It's funny that the survey that you just did, that's exactly what I am seeing. So I'm going to characterize it as a split market. So good land in a good area is still going up. There's still great demand for that. Average land in an average area, it's struggling. It is going sideways, and in some cases, it's actually going down. So people ask, is land going up? Yeah. Is it going down? Yeah. There's these kind of mixed transactions kind of in the marketplace, and I haven't seen a mix like this kind of since I started, like in 2002, when it was trying to decide if it wanted to move up or not. So I find it very, very interesting anyway.
Yeah, we got another poll here. It's very similar to your point. What are you seeing in the local farmland market right now? Land is still very competitive with multiple bidders. The market feels steady, but not as aggressive. I'm starting to see some softening in prices. I'm not sure. I'm watching the market. And then if you're really out there on the spectrum, I'm selling my farm and I'm going hodl on Bitcoin is one of the options. I don't know. Tim, are you a big Bitcoin guy? Are you?
Do you know what? I love the premise of, I love the whole blockchain idea, and I love it, but I have not bought Bitcoin. I'd stick to gold over top of Bitcoin.
And if you're a reader of the Clearingback research report, you got told when to go short, and he's still thinking 30. We're at 60. But Andrew, did you want to come on and chat, or did you just inadvertently put your hand up? I can check in with you here. If anybody wants to come on and chat, I have no problem with that. I just need to go to participants. Andrew, did you want to come on and say something? I'm going to allow you to talk. This is what happens to people that put their hands up. Andrew, you're on live with us? You got your hand up? You want to unmute and you got something to share? Or if not, we'll Sable talking shortly here. We've had enthusiastic folks that raised their hand but didn't know what button they're pressing. But inventory, stock inventory. Let's go there. So obviously since January, there's been a lot of coffee shop talk. A few things hit the funny pages there about this and that. And what are you seeing in farmland inventory? You were, when we were talking about this shortly after the Angelic webinar, you were going on a cruise and you're like, oh, I say that as soon as I go away, everybody get a little bit of free days and everything. The world's got to explode here. Yeah. I don't know if you spent your whole, they don't have the connection. They have the connections on the boats now, Starlink. Thanks to Elon Musk. You can't get away anywhere on the planet now.
Yeah, no, you're connected all the time now. So, yeah, no, I kind of, prior to the end of January, I was kind of thinking, I'm a little surprised more land hasn't hit, the market. And then it did kind of hit the market, right? And so it kind of surged up. And if I just use, kind of numbers of farms for sale or land for sale, it doubled the inventory, right? But you got to kind of keep it in perspective too, is that, if there were 300 farms up for sale, that's one per RM, right? So really, if you're a buyer looking for land, you're struggling to kind of find farmland. So yes, it is trending up. And most people wouldn't notice it. We notice it because we're looking at it day in, day out, right? So far, the demand seems to be kind of chewing it up, depending on the quality of the land, right? Better land, it's moving. Average land, we're struggling, right?
Yeah, and I think there was, I guess one metric is, the rate at which there's liquidity in the market available, like how long it takes for a listing to sell and how many bidders there are. And it's just when commodities in the stock market, what's the buying pressure? Has that been a sea change too, Tim?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure in terms of days to sell, but I'll tell you, like on our tenders, where we open it up, we give everybody an opportunity to make an offer. We feel it's really fair for the community. So 2 or 3 years ago, we would get 10 offers, right? And the top 3 or 4 would be very close together, right? And so just solid supports for those prices. But what we're seeing now is instead of getting 10 offers, we're getting 2 or 3. And the top bid is still really high. It might even be setting a record, but the spread between the top bid and the second highest bid is 5, 10, 15%. And so, like I've always said, land's only worth as much as what the second highest bid is, right? If you had to turn around and sell that land, what would you get for it? And so we're seeing that spread, that depth kind of disappear a little bit.